My beloved ones, you have come here looking for answers. I see the question mark in your eyes. It is not just a question, it is a wound. You have been carrying this wound for a long time. You have been searching in the libraries, you have been searching in the universities, you have been searching in the clinics of the doctors who claim to know how the human machine works, and yet you are still searching. The very fact that you are listening to me in this moment proves that everything you have tried so far has failed. If the water you drank had quenched your thirst, you would not be standing here holding an empty cup. Today, I am going to destroy the illusions you have about the people who claim to help you. I am going to speak about the psychologists, the psychiatrists, the so-called guardians of sanity, and I am going to tell you why they are the most insane people on the earth. A question was asked to me by Mike. He comes from the world of media, of radio, of television, a world of noise, a world of shadows. He asks me, Osho, is not the work of the psychologist the same as your work? Are they not also trying to help people find out about themselves? This question is innocent, but it shows the great confusion of the modern mind. I say to you, no, 1,000 times no. The gap between what a psychologist does and what I am doing is not just a difference of method, it is a difference of dimension. They are looking at the floor. I am pointing at the sky. They are analyzing the darkness. I am telling you to switch on the light. Think about it. The word psychology comes from the Greek. Psyche means soul. Logos means science, the science of the soul. It is a beautiful word, but it has fallen into the hands of the wrong people. The moment psychology tried to become a science like physics or chemistry, it lost the soul. You can put a rock under a microscope. You can dissect a frog in a laboratory, but you cannot put the soul under a microscope. You cannot dissect consciousness. The moment you try to objectify the soul, you have missed it. The soul is the subject. It is the one who is looking, not the thing that can be looked at. Your psychologists, Sigmund Freud, Alfred Adler, Carl Gustav Jung, Assagioli, these are the high priests of this new religion. And make no mistake, it is a religion, it has its own rituals. You go, you lie down on a couch, that is their altar. You confess your sins, but you don't call them sins, you call them complexes. And the priest sits behind you, taking notes, analyzing, judging. But have you ever asked yourself, who is this man sitting behind the couch? Does he know himself? This is the fundamental criterion. Before you allow a surgeon to operate on your heart, you want to know if his hands are steady. Before you follow a guide into the mountains, you want to know if he has eyes. I tell you, these founders of psychology knew nothing about themselves. They were as blind as you are, perhaps even blinder, because they had the arrogance of knowledge. A blind man who knows he is blind is humble. He can be helped. But a blind man who thinks he has 20/20 vision is dangerous. He will lead you off the cliff. Let us look at them. Look at Sigmund Freud, the father of it all. He reduced the whole mystery of human existence to one thing: sex. For Freud, everything is sex. If you dream of a tower, it is a phallic symbol. If you create a painting, it is repressed sexuality. If you seek God, it is just a substitute for a father figure because you are sexually repressed. This man, Freud, was so obsessed with sex that he missed the beauty of life completely. He was a sick man. He was afraid of death. It is a known fact. If someone mentioned the word death in front of Freud, he would faint. He would fall off his chair in a swoon. Now, look at the irony. This man who faints at the mention of death is trying to teach you how to live. He has not even accepted the basic reality of existence, and he is analyzing your mind. He is simply projecting his own perversions onto you. He is using you as a screen to watch his own movie. Then comes Adler. He was a disciple of Freud, but the ego is a strange thing. A disciple always wants to kill the master. So Adler said, no, it is not sex, it is the will to power. He projected his own ambition onto humanity. He was an ambitious man. He wanted to be the greatest. So he decided that every human being is driven by the desire for power, for superiority. These are just fragments. They are looking at the elephant through a keyhole. One sees the tail and says, the elephant is like a rope. One sees the leg and says, the elephant is like a pillar. They are not wrong, but they are not right. They are missing the whole. And because they miss the whole, they cannot help you. They can only help you to adjust. Listen to this word carefully, adjustment. This is the goal of all psychology, to make you a normal, adjusted member of a sick society. The society is insane, the politicians are mad, the whole structure is violent and suicidal, and the psychologist wants you to fit in. To fit into a madhouse, you have to be mad. If you are sane in an insane society, you will be called crazy. I am not here to help you adjust. I am here to help you transcend. I am not here to make you normal. I am here to make you natural. And to be natural, you have to drop the mind, not analyze it. But the most telling example, the most significant story that exposes the poverty of psychology is the story of Carl Gustav Jung. Jung was the most intelligent of them all. He went a little deeper than Freud. He started talking about the collective unconscious. He started looking into mythology, into religion. He realized that man is not just an island, that we are connected to a vast ocean of history and memory. Jung traveled to India. Now, you must understand what India represents. I am not talking about the political map. I am talking about the spiritual geography. India is the only land on this planet that has dedicated 10,000 years to a single inquiry. Who am I? In the West, you have developed science, technology, space rockets. You have gone to the moon. In India, we didn't care about the moon. We cared about the inner space. We developed the technology of consciousness. So Jung came to the laboratory of the soul. He came to India. And what did he do? He went to see the Taj Mahal. Beautiful. It is good architecture, but it is a tomb. It is a grave. He went to Calcutta. He went to Bombay. He visited the universities. He collected honorary degrees. He met the professors. He was doing exactly what a Western intellectual does. Collecting information, he was filling his suitcase with souvenirs. But everywhere he went, something strange happened. Whether he was in the north or the south, whether he was talking to a poet or a priest, they all told him the same thing. They looked at him and said, Dr. Jung, you are a great psychologist. You study the mind. Why are you wasting your time looking at stones and buildings? Why are you talking to professors who only know books? There is a man you must see. They were talking about Maharishi Raman. Raman lived in the south of India on a holy hill called Arunachala. He was not a professor. He had no PhD. He had not written any treatises on the collective unconscious. He was a man who simply sat in silence. But he was a man who had arrived. He was a man who had done the work. He was not speculating about the soul. He was the soul. He was not theorizing about the self. He had become the self. The people told Jung, go to Arunachala, look into the eyes of Maharishi Raman. If you want to know what psychology really is, go there. If he knows the truth, you will learn more in 5 minutes of his silence than you have learned in 50 years of your analysis. And if you think he is a fraud, if you think he does not know, then go and help him. You are a doctor, diagnose him, but do not leave India without facing this man. It was a challenge, it was a direct invitation from existence itself, and this is where the tragedy happens. This is where the intellectual crumbles. Carl Gustav Jung refused to go. He traveled thousands of miles from Switzerland to India, but he would not travel the last few hundred miles to meet the master. Why? Before I tell you why, I want you to pause for a moment. Look at your own life. How many times have you run away from the truth? How many times has life offered you a door, but you were too afraid to open it, so you kept busy reading the menu instead of eating the food? If you are enjoying this destruction of your old beliefs, if you feel a little trembling in your heart, that is good. It means you are alive. Do not just watch this like a zombie. Engage with this energy. Click the like button. Not for the algorithm, but as a signal to the universe that you are awake. Subscribe to this channel because we are going to go places where your psychologists are afraid to tread. Now, back to Jung. He kept finding excuses. I am too busy. I have to go to this university. The schedule is tight. But later, in his own diary, and you must give credit to the man for his honesty, at least in his private diary, he wrote the truth. He admitted why he did not go. He wrote, I was afraid. Just 3 words. I was afraid. Afraid of what? He was a world-famous scholar. He was a giant of intellect. Raman was just a simple man sitting in a loincloth. What was there to be afraid of? He wrote, I was afraid to go there, to face the eyes of a man who knows himself, because I don't know myself. This is the secret. This is the skeleton in the closet of every psychologist. Jung knew deep down that all his knowledge was borrowed. It was just words, words, words. He had built a magnificent castle of theories, but it was built on sand. He knew that if he stood in front of Maharishi Raman, the X-ray eyes of the master would penetrate him. He was afraid that in the presence of a man who is truly authentic, his own phoniness would be exposed. He was afraid that his ego would collapse. And the ego is very fragile. It looks strong like a rock, but it is made of glass. One hit from a realized being and it shatters into 1,000,000 pieces, so he ran away. He protected his ignorance. He protected his I. He chose to remain a big psychologist rather than becoming a humble seeker. He returned to Europe. He went back to his safe library, back to his patients, back to his writing desk. But he carried a wound. When you deny the call of the divine, it haunts you. You cannot escape it. He must have felt guilty. It is natural. He had missed the opportunity of a lifetime. He had gone to the ocean and came back with dry hands. And what does the mind do when it feels guilty? What does the mind do when it rejects the truth? It attacks, it becomes aggressive, it tries to prove that the grapes are sour. Jung started writing against Indian mysticism. Suddenly, he became an expert on why the East is bad for the West. He had never entered the temple. He had stopped at the gate and run away, but now he was writing reviews of the temple. He started saying, Westerners should remain aloof from Eastern traditions. It is dangerous for the Western man. The Western mind has developed differently. We are rational, we are extroverted. The East is introverted, mystical. If a Western man tries to meditate, he will go mad. He created a great wall. He said, East is East and West is West, and the twain shall never meet. This was not a scientific conclusion. This was a rationalization of his own cowardice. Because he was afraid to meditate, he told the whole world that meditation is dangerous. Because he was afraid to lose his mind and find his soul, he told you that you should cling to your mind at all costs. He projected his fear onto history, and millions of people have been deceived by this. Millions of people in the West are afraid of silence, afraid of looking inward, because their experts have told them it is not for them, it is not for us, they say. We are dynamic, we are active. We are not like those lazy Indians sitting under trees. I say to you, this is utter nonsense. Consciousness has no geography. Does your blood know if it is Western or Eastern? If I take a drop of blood from a German and a drop of blood from a Japanese, can you tell the difference under a microscope? Does the German blood march in a line? Does the Japanese blood bow down? Blood is blood, bone is bone, and consciousness is consciousness. The mind may be conditioned by culture, yes. The software is different, the language is different. The German mind thinks in German, the Indian mind thinks in Hindi, but the silence behind the mind, the observer behind the thoughts, is the observer German? Is the witness American? When you close your eyes and you watch your thoughts, that watcher has no nationality. It has no religion, it has no gender. It is pure existence. Jung lied. He lied to the world, but worst of all, he lied to himself. And he did it to save his professional face. This is the state of your psychologists. They are defending their limitations. They are not interested in your liberation. They are interested in validating their own chains. If they admit that meditation can do what analysis cannot, their whole profession becomes obsolete. If they admit that a simple man sitting in silence knows more than a professor with 20 degrees, their universities will have to close down, so they keep you spinning in circles. They keep you talking. Talk about your mother, talk about your father. They keep you looking backward. Psychology is the rear view mirror of a car. You are driving on the highway of life, but your eyes are fixed on the rear view mirror. What will happen? You will crash. And that is exactly what is happening to humanity. You are crashing again and again because your guides are telling you to look at where you came from instead of where you are going. Maharishi Raman was looking forward. No, not even forward. He was looking inward. If Jung had just gathered the courage, if he had just dropped his scholar's robe and sat in the dust at the feet of Raman, history would have been different. Western psychology might have actually become a science of the soul. But he missed, and because he missed, he left a legacy of fear. But you are here. You have not missed yet. The fact that you are hearing this voice means the door is still open for you. Do not be a coward like Jung. Do not be satisfied with the ruins of palaces. Do not be satisfied with sightseeing. You are not a tourist on this earth. You are a pilgrim. We have spoken of the cowardice of the intellect. We have spoken of Carl Jung standing at the threshold of truth and turning back into the shadows. But now we must go deeper. We must look at the consequences of this cowardice. We must look at what happens when a whole civilization decides to follow blind guides. You ask me, can these people help me? And I have told you no. they cannot help themselves. I want you to look at the reality of these so-called healers. I am not speaking about theories now, I am speaking about facts. I am speaking about the lived reality of the psychologist. Do you know, and this is a statistic that should shake you to your very core, do you know that the suicide rate of psychologists is double that of the average human being? Pause. Let that sink in. Double. You go to them to save your life. You go to them because you are despairing, because you are thinking of ending it all. And you are going to a person who is statistically twice as likely to kill himself as the man selling newspapers on the street. It is even worse than dentists. Dentists are known to be miserable people. Looking into people's stinking mouths all day is not a joyous profession, but at least the dentist is only dealing with teeth. He is not dealing with the soul. The psychologist is dealing with the very essence of your being, and he is suicidal. Why? Why is it so? Because he is constantly swimming in the mud. He is constantly listening to misery. From morning to night, people are pouring their garbage into his ears. My husband did this. My mother did that. I am sad. I am angry. He listens. He analyzes. He dissects. And he has no shield. He has no meditation. He absorbs it. If you work in a perfume shop, even if you don't wear perfume, by the evening you will smell of roses. But if you work in a sewer, if you work in a garbage dump, by the evening you will smell of rot. The psychologist has become a garbage collector of the human mind. And because he does not know how to throw the garbage out, because he only knows how to analyze it, how to categorize it, he keeps it. He becomes heavy. He becomes burdened. These statistics I am giving you are from 5 years ago. For 5 years, I have not read a single newspaper, not a single book. I have stopped. Why should I read the same news every day? It is always the same violence, the same stupidity. So perhaps the numbers have gone even higher. I am certain they have. And it is not just suicide. The rate of madness, insanity among psychiatrists is double that of any other profession. Think of the irony. The doctor is madder than the patient. You are sitting in the chair, and the man taking notes is fighting his own demons, and he is losing. He is holding on by a thread. His degree, his title, his white coat, these are just costumes to hide the trembling inside. And it goes further. It is not just madness, it is perversion. The proportion of psychologists committing all kinds of perverted acts is higher than that of an ordinary man. Sexual perversions, abuses of power, it is rampant. And the worst part is, they use their psychology to hide it. They find excuses. If an ordinary man does something wrong, he feels guilty. He says, I did a bad thing. But if a psychologist does it, he has a theory. He says, this is a primal scream, or this is a release of the libido, or I am exploring the boundaries of the ego. They rationalize their madness, they intellectualize their crimes. These people, suicidal, insane, committing perverted acts, do you really think they can help you to know yourself? They are drowning and you are jumping into the water, clinging to their neck. You will both drown. I say to you, get out of the water. The problem is that they have projected their own fear over the whole of history because they are stuck in the mind. They want you to be stuck in the mind. Because Jung was afraid of the East, he told the West to stay away. He said, Western man's development is different. Eastern man's development is different. Their psychologies are different. This was the first time he said this after coming back from India. It was a defense mechanism. Psychologies are not different. How can they be? There may be details that are different. The furniture in the house may be different. In the West, you may have a sofa. In the East, we may sit on a cushion. But the house is the same. The hunger is the same. The sleep is the same. The dreams are the same. Basic psychology is not different. It cannot be different. Man is one. Consciousness is one. But to understand this oneness, you have to stop analyzing the surface. You have to go to the center. Psychology is the science of the circumference. Meditation is the science of the center. On the circumference, we are all different. You are a man, I am a woman. You are Christian, I am Hindu. You are black, I am white. You are neurotic, I am psychotic. On the circumference, there are millions of differences. But at the center, there is only a flame, a silent, witnessing flame. And that flame is neither male nor female. It is neither Western nor Eastern. It is simply being. The psychologist keeps you on the circumference. He talks about your behavior. He talks about your relationships. He repairs the mask. I am here to take the mask off. I am not interested in your problems. I am interested in you. The problem is not the problem. The problem is that you are identified with the problem. You say, I am angry. I say, no. You are the one who is watching the anger. This is the shift. This is the revolution. When you go to a therapist, you pay him to listen to your mind. When you come to me, you pay with your life to lose your mind. And until you lose this mind, this constant chattering, analyzing, judging mechanism, you will never know who you are. You will remain a stranger to yourself. Jung was afraid to face the eyes of a man who knows himself. Why? Because in those eyes, he would have seen his own death. The death of the professor, the death of the expert. But I tell you that death is the door to life. You have to die to the past. You have to die to your knowledge. You have to die to your psychology. Only then are you reborn. This is what I offer you here. Not a therapy session, not a consultation. I offer you a death and a rebirth. If you are ready to die to your old self, if you are ready to drop the heavy load of your past, then you are in the right place. But if you want to polish your chains, go back to the psychologists. Go back to the suicidal, the insane, the perverted. They are waiting for you. They will welcome you. You can cry on each other's shoulders. But if you want freedom, if you want the sky, then you must learn the art of silence. You must learn to sit just like Maharishi Raman sat. You must learn to close your eyes and watch. Do not analyze. Do not say why. Ask who. Don't ask why am I angry. Ask who is angry. Don't ask why am I depressed. Ask who is aware of the depression. Suddenly you will see a distance. The anger is there, but you are here. The depression is there like a cloud, but you are the sky. And the sky is never depressed. The sky is never angry. The sky is just vast, open, free. This is your true nature. This is what Jung missed. This is what Freud missed. This is what all your universities are missing. They are studying the clouds. I am showing you the sky. The choice is yours. It has always been yours. You can continue to be a patient for the rest of your life. It is a comfortable role. You get sympathy. You have an excuse to be miserable. I am sick, treat me gently. Or you can stand up. You can shake off the dust. You can roar like a lion. You are not a patient. You are a god who has forgotten his divinity. You are an emperor who has fallen asleep and is dreaming he is a beggar. Wake up. The morning has come, the sun is high, how long are you going to sleep? If these words are hitting you like arrows, do not pull them out. Let them go deep. Let them wound your ego, because only through that wound can the light enter. I want you to take a step today, a concrete step. If you are tired of the madness, if you are tired of the lies, signify it. Join this community of seekers. Subscribe to this channel, not as a number, but as a declaration that you are ready for the truth. Share this video with those friends of yours who are spending thousands of dollars on therapy and getting nowhere. Send it to them. Shake them. Tell them, wake up. The doctor is sicker than you. And write in the comments below, I want to see your courage. Write just one sentence. I am not the mind, I am the watcher. Write it. Let it be your mantra. Let it be your first step out of the asylum. The asylum is big, the walls are high, but the gate is open. I am standing at the gate calling you. Come out. The air is fresh here. The existence is waiting for you. 4. Do not be a Jung, be a Raman. Do not analyze, realize, okay? Enough for today.